Well, good evening, guys. This is what you might say a off-the-cuff review of the my favorite drones, and we'll get this thing started. HUBSAN, which there's been a lot of talk about these little drones. This is the HUBSAN 502. And we got this because it is GPS operated, and for what you get, it was very, very cheap. So we're going to give a little review on my experiences with this little Zero. That's the wrong one. Sorry, the HUBSAN H502S Desire X4. Well, it is a wonderful little thing. It's very fragile, and I can give you the pluses of it. First off, this little rascal it's got a very good GPS. It has all the features: return to home, headless mode, and everything you could ask for. And for all that, it's very cheap, a little over $100. And I got to say that HUBSAN does have very good support, because the one I got in at the beginning, brand new, wouldn't fly, and I sent it back, and it had a bad control board. They repaired it, sent it back to me, all fixed, and took it out for its first flight. Did very well until one of the motors went out. So I bought another motor and put that in it, and it's now flying real good. So we can say, on the minus side, probably their quality control is lacking somewhat, but their support is very, very good. It's China made, but they have a U.S. representative, and they take care of you really good. It's a good, stable flying drone. It'll hold its position really great as long as there's no wind blowing. But you give it a little bit of wind, and it has a hard time fighting that wind, because it's not too powerful. It's used brush motors, and these brush motors do wear out rather frequently. They're not something that would last forever, and you have to really take care of them. It's pretty fragile. I've crashed this thing a couple times. I put a video of the thing. The signal on it is pretty short range, and it lost signal and crashed through some trees and stuff, and I found it, lined it upside down, and it was unhurt, but did a little damage to the exterior body. But luckily, most of the parts for this little drone are real cheap, and they can be repaired. So one good thing is, don't expect to take this little Desire out in the wind. It doesn't like wind, and it has a very low flight time. It only lasts 7 or 8 minutes if you're taking a video. And repairs have to be made. You got to be able to do some soldering. If you try to put in a new motor or anything like that, you better be a little handy at soldering, because the connections are very small. The Wi-Fi distance on this particular one, without any modifications, is 50 feet before you lose the video on your controller. The stability of the photos, because it doesn't have a gimbal or any kind of stability, so if you're trying to fight any kind of wind whatsoever, it's going to be up and down and around, and it'll make you drunk trying to watch it. Also, as most of your controllers are, if they have the video, are hard to see. If there's any sun, you have to put in some kind of sun shields so you can see what to do with the thing. And it's kind of annoying to have to calibrate it. Every time you fly this drone, you have to go through the calibration. I mean, it's every time you fly it, you have to do the turn around and then the up and down and around. You end up getting kind of dizzy doing that, but that's kind of annoying too, having to do that calibration. But overall, it's not a bad little drone, and it's nice because you can work on this drone. There's lots of little things you can do. You can add antennas to your controller and extend your range, and the parts are really cheap for it. You know, you can buy all the boards, you can buy the props, everything for it, and it's not really expensive. And if you like working on drones, this is a nice little rig. I really like it, and it's a fun drone to operate. And overall, I'm going to give this little Desire a C. I think the minuses outweigh the pluses on this, but I thought about maybe, instead of trying to fix this one, buying one of the E's, which is even cheaper. But I like this S because it does have a card that you can record your videos, and it's kind of interesting watching to see what the drone sees. And so anyway, I got the S, which is pretty much the same thing as the E, with a few little extras. So that takes care of our HUBSAN H502S X4 Desire.